In this video, we will create this real-time lens dirt effect inside Blender 3.5. Here I have this simple scene with a few emissive materials. To create the effect, we need to open the compositor. I open a window here and change it to compositor. To use the real-time compositor here in the render view, I have to change the compositor option to either camera or always. I choose camera. Also, select the camera and in the camera settings, I change this value all the way to 1. Now in the compositor, I enable use nodes. Our first step is to find the areas of the render that are causing the lens dirt to show up. We need to find those bright parts of the image. Usually we can use foreglow node or bloom render pass to access that easily. But at the moment Blender does not support those for the real-time compositor. So we need to do this using a separate method. For that, first I add color RGB curves node and increase the contrast of the image and find those bright areas. Then I add a blur node, set it to fast Gaussian. Check relative and add some blur. This will blur out those areas, but it will also reduce their intensity. So to get it back, I add an exposure node and increase the exposure of the image. This part will drive the color of our lens dirt effect. To create the lens dirt texture, I come across this free lens dirt overlay pack from ActionVFX.com. You can download it and import it to Blender. Or you can download my own digitally created lens dirt pack also for free from our Gumroad page along with some other awesome content. Anyway, download any of those lens dirt overlay packs and import one or two of them into the compositor using an image input node. Here I pick these two textures. To combine them together, I use color mix node and set the blend type to add. Now, to fix its scaling, I add scale node and set the scale type to render size and set the method to crop. Also, you can see why we set this value to 1 in the camera settings. It helps to get the scale right in the viewport. Now let's add color to these textures from the setup we created earlier. I use a color mix node again. Set the blend type to color. Make sure to plug the lens dirt texture into the first socket. To add this to our render, duplicate the mix node and plug the render layer into the first socket. Set the blend type to either add or screen, and we have some lens dirt applied on top of the render. To control the intensity and the mapping of the texture, I drag from the blurred image and add a color ramp. Plug it into the factor and adjust the sliders a bit. Do the same for the dirt texture as well before it plugs into the mix node. Also, you can use a multiply math node here to control the intensity of the lens dirt. Set it to clamp. And that's it. That's our real-time lens dirt effect inside Blender 3.5. If you like to see how I created this abstract glowing effect or this useful cloth simulation hack, check these videos out. Because we not only create stuff, we let you create with us. Hit the like button, comment your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe to HellFX Learn so you won't miss out when the next video drops.